always try to keep up on things just to know what moves I should make here and there. But I really want to focus on what the Lord wants me to do, what He's going to do when He comes back, because that's the time I'm looking forward to. I'm tired of focusing on all this negative stuff because there's more than enough of it to go around. Yeah. You know, so I want to focus on what He's doing and what He wants me to do and what we're all going to do once He comes back and He sets all this stuff right.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people say, well, you're causing people to fear. You're fear-mongering. I'm not afraid. Are you? I'm not afraid.
No, you know what?
You know?
Well, I'm not afraid of this earth. I'm afraid more for people, not myself.
Yeah, I don't there's a lot of people that are dying. The Lord has told me there's billions are going to be dying and going into judgment. Are they prepared?
Right.
So one of the biggest things we should be doing, other than just seeking Him, is witnessing His name, preaching His salvation, and then teaching them what is coming ahead, preparing them for what is coming ahead.
Right. Which means I have to still keep looking at it.
Yeah.
Well, I still have to pay attention.
You can't get around it. His warriors are watchmen, and it just kind of goes hand in hand.
Right. The last hurricane season in the Gulf, they said that this is the worst in many years. It's like, I expected this last year, and I don't think it's going to get any better.
Oh, no. We're way beyond turning any clock back.
Right.
Every year is going to get worse and worse and worse.
Yeah, so
every event's going to get worse and worse.
I think that's why I want to focus so much more on what He wants me to do.
Yeah, and a lot of these people, you don't wake up in the morning and think, I'm going to die today.
Right.
I'm going to be involved in a hurricane today. I'm going to be involved in a tornado or an earthquake. A lot of people just slipping into eternity in seconds. And so one of the biggest things is just preaching His salvation right now.
And the thing is, they do have their notice. They're just ignoring it.
Yeah.
It's not like they're not getting warning or time, or some grace period. They are. They're just not. They're not taking advantage of it.
Yeah, they don't think it's going to happen to them. It's going to be somebody else. It's always somebody else, It's never going to happen to you.
Well, it's already happening. That's the worst part. All this is already. It's already happening. They think, well, the Lord's going to protect me. It's like He has been protecting you. You know how many people have died since you were born?
Yeah.
From different diseases and stuff like that.
And He still allows things to happen. There were a lot of believers in New Orleans that suffered. He allows these things to happen. And He's never kept His people from misery and suffering.
Well, interestingly enough, I'm in Sacramento, and one of the evacuees is staying in the same complex that I live in. And I met her, and I said, she was a Christian. I said, well, I said, sister, what does the Lord do to cities that are evil? She goes, He destroys them. I'm like, there you go. And
our whole country is under judgment, so what does anybody expect?
Exactly. She didn't even have to pause and answer. He destroys them. I'm like, oh, well.
He will save His people. He will save His people from destructions, but He's not going to stop the destructions when he's doomed something to destruction.
Right.
In New Orleans, definitely, it was one of these things planned and implemented by the New World Order.
Oh yeah.
And all those people caught in it. It was a man's hand. The Lord allowed it.
Oh, one thing about that whole thing, they said on the levees there was construction done like within the last month of the year.
Yeah.
And in every place there was construction, that's where it broke through.
Yeah, because they put in bombs to blow
Exactly. Hey, I'm glad we think alike, because that's what I was thinking too.
I never doubted it for a second the first time I heard it.
And water, I don't know if you saw pictures of the levees. I've never been there, but I saw like video footage of what these levees look like. They're thick, steel-reinforced concrete. Water is not going to, the stuff looked like it was blasted through. Water's not going to do that.
Yeah. Yeah, well, I know what it is now. I hear from a listener all the time. Her daughter lives down there, and they've turned it into a total police state, and it sounds like Fallujah now, where they have these police checkpoints everywhere.
Right.
And in Fallujah, when you went in and out of the city, you have to give them an iris scan. And so I'm wondering if they're even going to start that down there.
But, who's going to go back there and stay? You would have to have the means.
Yeah. Well, I said from the start it was going to be, it's a whole thing. There's 6,600 people missing. I bet every one of them was taken before the hurricane even hit. The UFOs are filling up their lockers.
Yeah, I thought that too.
You know what I'm thinking when something happens.
And the body count, because I heard before the dust even settled on that, it's still settling, but I heard, like, right in the middle of it, that over 50,000 body bags are ordered.
Yeah.
And then they say the death toll is about 1,000. I'm like, wait a minute, something's wrong. You know, because a lot of those people were taken by surprise and not able to get out.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking the death toll is, like, way probably beyond what we can even imagine.
Well, they always give you 10% of the real number.
Yeah,
that's usually
that's probably about right.
That's usually the protocol. Give 10% of the real number of dead.
Yeah, I just pray that, I mean, I know the Lord has His perfect mercy, His perfect patience, and perfect everything. I just look at this and, you know, Lord, I'm just going to trust that you know what you're doing, because this is just an ugly picture all the way around.
Yeah, well, He's told us what He's going to do, and He's going to destroy this entire world. He's going to put it under judgment. You know, and so that's what He's going to save His own people.
Well, yeah.
You know, He's going to lead His own people to safety. I do believe in a mid-tribulation rapture.
Well, I'm feeling a really strong pull to leave this country. It's like over and over. I don't see any reason to stay. I know what's going on. There's no really safe place here with everything going the way it is. So.
Oh, if I was led to leave this country, I'd leave in a heartbeat. We know martial law is coming. We know an alien and UFO invasion is coming. We know our government's not even run by humans.
Right.
I would leave too.
Yeah, and another thing is like this Russian-Chinese invasion. Soldiers are already here, but they're going to act like, I mean, the way I see it, our government's going to act like they had nothing to do with it when they're part of it. People are going to think when that happens, it's just like a war. They don't realize that their government, turned them over basically.
Oh, yeah. I mean, they've been bringing in Russian and Chinese equipment since 1992, 1991, I've heard 96, for years, since the 90s.
Right.
They've been bringing in Russian and Chinese equipment for this so-called surprise invasion.
Right, surprise invasion, right.
You know, but hey, we got all your equipment here now.
One last thing. A lot of sites talk about the Russian invasion of Israel. I don't think they realize that the U.S. is part of that.
Yeah, I mean, what happens to them is going to happen here.
You know what I mean? They talk about it happening there, but based on what I know, we're part of the House of Israel. There's other nations too, but I think it's more so here than that little tiny place over there.
And yeah, exactly. It wouldn't take a whole lot to invade the state of Israel today.
Right.
With powerful
weapons. It's not even that big.
I know. It's about, what, the size of New Jersey?
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah, so it's here, and I think it said something about cities without walls or something like that.
Yeah, without.
Which we're open. This nation is not prepared for something like that. No way, shape, or form.
Yeah.
So I get to sit back and look at it all and take it all in, and
wait for it to happen, basically.
Huh?
We're all just sitting here waiting for things to happen.
Exactly. Yeah, and I've just decided I'm gonna seek the Lord, what He wants me to do, and just try to live whatever life I have left.
Yeah, you've got a certain amount of time left. You were appointed to die the day you were born. So spend your days seeking Him, and as it is what it is He wants you to do with your days you're alive.
Yeah.
Everybody's appointed to die.
You mentioned at one time you're going to start talking about what the Lord's going to do.
Yeah.
And I'm looking forward to that. Because, I mean, all this stuff is dark. We know that. We know what's bad. Let's talk about what He's going to do. Because that's what I really need to study and hear about.
Well, what you want to hear about is the armies of 144,000 and when the real fun begins.
Yeah.
I mean, we get to go after the strongholds of darkness on the earth.
Right. That sounds like fun.
But thanks for calling in. I'm going to wrap up the first hour.
All right. Talk to you soon. God bless you.
God bless. Have a good week.
You too. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. That's going to wrap up the show tonight, folks. I'm only going for an hour. You can keep up the track on my blogger, SherryTalkRadio.blogspot.com. We'll be back next week, hopefully with Peggy Kane. If not, I'll just be teaching on something else next week. We'll see you then. God bless.